Legionnaire Lucas, I am Sergeant Morgan. You've been assigned to assist me in the recovery of an enemy spy. We recently sent a two-man team to establish a permanent connection with an otherworld. Needless to say, their mission was successful. However, with their victory came a loss. Something emerged from the portal, took out the soldiers on guard, and then proceeded to the cells. Within moments, they'd managed to take one of our captives back through the portal. Command wants me to bring this enemy combatant back in one piece. This mission will assess your abilities and determine if your application for the Joint Faction Strike Team will be approved. I'll be joining you on this mission as Command believe I'm untested also. Let's run this by the numbers, and we'll both be home and in line for accommodation. For Trederran!
So let's go through our Trederran Strike Force team members who are currently on this derelict ship. We have got Lucas, the Legionnaire. Now, Lucas is part of the Union, and once per turn, spend 4 strike to gain 1 starting side bag token of your choice. High ideals, whenever you take a corruption point, prevent it on the d6 roll of a 5 or more. He's also Black Ops here, so once per turn, you may reroll one of your to-hit rolls. Whenever the hero party marker crosses into a new stage of the depth track, draw a Trederran team ability card to add to the pool. Now I'm going to put that near here so I remember to do that. He has a strike team helmet, which means he has +2 corruption resistance, and whenever you kill an enemy, he gains a strike. He has the T80 DS carbine, range 9, shots 1, use a D8 for damage, use 1 strike to gain +1 shot until the end of the turn. You can have up to 3, an additional 3 shots that way. He has his Pathfinder harness. Start each adventure with any 2 free sidebag tokens chosen from the following. And he started with a bandage anyway, and then we're going to give him 2 shatter grenades because they sound really fun. Shatter grenades are a type of sidebag token that can be thrown as a rage attack. Discard to throw and bounce, just like dynamite bombs. All models in the same and adjacent space takes D3 wounds, ignoring defense, and gain a stunned marker. He also has a Trederran long coat, which gives him +3 health, and a tag chain, which gives him an additional +3 health, and he can prevent any status effect marker you would gain on the roll of a 4 or more. So that is Lucas. And we're going to roll to see if Lucas is going to get a generic Trederran ability, team-up ability, or if it's going to be one from the Union. It's a Union one. And he drew Take Initiative. While you have this team ability, all Union heroes are +1 initiative. Discard at the start of any turn to give all heroes +2 initiative and allow them to activate before enemies at their initiative level until the end of the turn. So his initiative is 4, which is great. Morgan, our sergeant, who is in the charge of this this excursion, she has an initiative of 4, so they're both at the same initiative now. Okay, so let's talk about Morgan. So she is from the Carcarus Confederacy. Whenever a depth event is rolled, gain strike equal to the number of that depth event. Untested, your -1 max strike, and fighting resolve, the hero party gets 1 extra revive token usable only by Carcarus Confederacy heroes. Limit of 1. Her special ability is Tactical Leadership. Tagging enemy at the start of each turn during a fight, you may use 1 strike to place the strike marker on an enemy model. To the end of the turn, heroes are +1 damage on all of their attacks against that enemy model, and each hero may reroll a single defense or willpower roll against a hit/horror hit from that enemy model. Must remember to be doing that during combat. She has the Sergeant's Saber. You may add +1 damage to any of your hits on adjacent enemies. This includes your hits from ranged attacks. She has a Mark III trench pistol. Range 5 shots 2. This gun may not get critical hits. Every hit assigned to a target counts as 2 hits, or 3 if it's a 6 or more to hit. She has her commander's Gas Mask. +1 corruption resistance at the start of each turn. Choose a Trederran hero to gain a strike marker. And then she has a Tarnished Key, which gives a +1 law. Once per turn, when a Growing Dread card is drawn, you may recover a grit and 1 ability token. And will she be bringing a Confederacy, a Carcarus Confederacy team ability, or will it just be a generic one? It is a Carcarus one. And she has choose a Carcarus Confederacy hero to add any of their skills to another skill for 1 skill test. They also describe how they're using the additional chosen skill to enhance the test they're making, or until the end of the turn, all heroes may roll 1 extra die on skill tests. The elevated man, or woman in this case. Okay, so if you haven't watched my other videos of this, I'm using the Scavenge deck, the Loot deck, and the Gear deck from Original Shadows. And then I'm going to be using the Encounters and the Artifacts, of course, from the Derelict Ship set. Darkness, Grown Dread, also from the original core set. So we're doing Search Party, and we're going to be 5. We're going to be trying to find an enemy spy. So an enemy spy in the middle of the night has been dragged off through the portal by something unsightly. So we're going to have to track it down and find out what it was. This is going to be a tough one for these guys to go up against. But, you know, it's the Sergeant and the Legionnaire. Well, it's going to be great, right? So let's start off with a Hold Back the Darkness, and the light source is currently with Morgan. Actually, no, Lucas is going to have the light source. Lucas has got the light source. She's going to get him to kind of carry that around. Actually, he's got the better sanity. She's got the better sanity, so it makes more sense. Just remind you guys, the Derelict Ship, every time we fail a Hold Back the Darkness, we are going to be getting a Voices in the Dark, which is D6 sanity damage to whoever is not carrying the light source. But we have a 7. It's great, we both get a strike marker. And Lucas is going to go first. So he's got a 5 straight away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to look through this door. The doors, by the way, are from Core Space. I've just nabbed them for the purposes of this. Let's shuffle up our exploration deck. We find the loading dock. Right, so Morgan's going to activate. She's going to use her Commander's Gas Mask to give a strike token to herself. She's not quite trusting of this Union soldier just yet. Let's see what her speed is like. So she's zooming in. And she's going to stay with him in the doorway after the reports of the undead that Finn and Grimlock came back with. And what do we find? An ambush attack! But before we do that, 5 experience points goes to Lucas. We also roll a dice, and if you get a 5 or more, he found loot. He found loot.
Sergeant, there's something here.
He's found a Darkstone shard. 20 XP and a Darkstone for that man. But we're going to be ambushed by something horrible. So what have we found? So what is ambushing them in the halls of the Derelict Ship? Oh, well, one fell out, so we'll go for this. It's beacon drones. We have 1 beacon drone. Just hovers out from above. Robotic astro navigators of Novostros. The beacon drones have biological components as part of their robot brains, allowing them a greater interface with the ship. But these elements have been corrupted and begun to mutate from exposure to the Darkstone warp core on board. So, with ambush, they get a +2 to initiative, so these guys have got initiative of 5. Beacon drones to hit rolls of 6 cause horror hits instead of normal hits. Energy shielding, immune to critical hits unless adjacent to attacker. Warp pulse, at the end of its move, all adjacent heroes take 1 hit for each sanity damage they currently have. And feedback quake, when destroyed, all heroes in Derelict Ship Otherworld immediately take d6 hits that do 2 damage each. Bioelectrical artificial construct on board for navigation. That's what the beacon stands for in beacon drones. Move 5, escape 3, melee is 4 or more to hit. 4 dice, 3 damage each, 3 defense, and 18 health. This is going to be... yeah, maybe one of these things came through and picked up our enemy spy that we've got. So let's hold back the darkness. We do not. So that means Morgan is going to be taking some horror hits.
What was that?
1. And she got a 5, so she managed to avoid that. Okay, so the beacon drone is going to activate. We're going to choose who or whom they're going to attack. I don't know which is which. So Legionnaire, so it's coming for Lucas. So it's 4 dice, 3 damage each. So 2 hits. See if Lucas can avoid these. He cannot, so he's going to spend his grit to re-roll those, because, my word, that is ridiculous. Yeah, so his defense is 4 or more. So, yeah, he's going to take 8 damage. So, yeah, 8 damage. Okay, so we're now going to activate Lucas. Roll to move is 3, so we don't have to do anything with that. But before we do that, we have the Commander's Gas Mask. We've got it at the start of every turn. We're going to put a... Should move that up. We're going to put a strike token onto Lucas. Okay, so Lucas is going to attack with his Mark III, with his T80DS carbine. He's going to spend his 2 strikes that he's got to add additional 2 dice to this. A 4, a 3, and a 1. He needs 4s to hit, so only one of those hits. It's D8 damage. 8 damage. So it's 5 damage straight through to our robot. 35 XP. Okay, Morgan. 4 to move. She's not going to move anywhere. She's going to use her Mark III trench pistol. 4 and a 2. We're going to re-roll the 2 using her grit. So yeah, they're both hits. And these both count as 2 hits each with the Mark III trench pistol. So let's see how much damage each of these does. So the first one, 2 6s. And the next one is a 6 and a 1. So that 1's useless. We're going to be putting through 2 damage on each of these. And with our Sergeant's Sabre, we can add a +1 damage to any of the hits. So we're going to be putting through 1 to this. So that's basically 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage going through. It has 6 hit points left. That's a pretty good first attack there. So now we're going to roll to hold back the darkness. And we do it. Beacon drone activates. And as neither of them have sanity on here, we don't have to worry about their warp pulse ability. We're going to see who it's going to attack again. So I'm just going to randomize this each time. You'll just have to believe me that I don't know which one's which here. Sergeant this time, so it's coming after Morgan. Took a lot of damage off of her, so it does not like Morgan. And it has 4 combat dice. Needs 4 more to hit. 3 of those hit. Can she block these? So her defense is 4. So she's taken out 1 of those, which means she's got 8 damage coming through. And she's going to use 2 of her strikes to prevent 2 of those damage. She's only taken 6. Now, I must remember that she uses her ability at the start of each turn. So before I do my Hold Back the Darkness roll, I need to be just giving 1 of these to somebody. So she's going to give that to herself. Right. Okay, so we have Lucas activating. 2 for his roll to move. We're going to just shoot with this thing, and hopefully it will do something. 5. So yeah, we've hit it. We only got a 2, so that's soaked up by the armor of the beacon drone. Okay, so next the commander is going with her Mark III trench pistol. Let's see if she gets any grit. She does not. 2 5s, that's 2 hits, and it's going to be every hit signed counts as 2 hits. So 6 and a 4, and a 6 and a 3. So this counts as nothing, but we're going to actually increase that by 1 using her saber. So she's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, which is enough to kill this thing. So she kind of like shoots it with a trench pistol and then stabs it through kind of the undercarriage with her saber. And the beacon drone explodes. Going to catch her breath, so starting with Lucas. So he gets to recover 2. So he's going to get rid of the 2 of the wounds he had. And then she's going to get rid of 3 of the damage he has. Now let's see what loot they get. So Lucas first. What's this? Draw an artifact card. Or a gear card in another world. So I was excited about that. So he gets 20 XP. And he draws a gear card. And he's got an axe. Once per turn, you may add +2 damage to one of your combat hits. So he's got a bit of a melee option now. And then our next one. Draw an artifact in another world. So Morgan has found an artifact. And she's found Nano Repair. Discard to fully heal a hero's health or to remove an injury, mutation, or parasite. That hero also gains 1 corruption point, ignoring willpower. So from this very first thing, we've got a ton of experience from this. Or at least Morgan has, because all the hits she did to that thing, yeah, got her a ton of experience. That's great. Okay, let's see if we can hold back the darkness. Come on, Lucas. You can do it. And at the start of the turn, so we passed a hold back the darkness. We both got a strike. And then we're going to give Lucas another strike token as she's starting to believe in him. He got a 2, so we're going to go 1, 2, and he's going to try and scavenge. And she's got a grit. Well done. And she's going to move forward 1 space, and then she's going to try and scavenge. Nothing. Hold back the darkness. We do it. So a strike. And we're going to give a strike token to Lucas. He's now at his maximum strike. And as is Morgan. 2. So he's going to go. We're going to spend 1 strike for him to gain a +2 to his movement. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to look through this door here. We found medical bay. The artwork for this is absolutely grisly. A big fan of this. 6 for Morgan. And we have an encounter and our first clue. There's only 1 door out of here. So we might as well put it close to where we're going. Damaged gravity plating. Gravity plating in the section of the ship seems to be malfunctioning. As you step into the room, that weightlessness sweeps you off your feet and your stomach churns as you begin to float. While it's map tile, heroes are -1 hit with their attacks. Cost heroes 3 move to enter any space on this map tile. Hero starts activation in a space touching a wall and make a free move D3 spaces in a straight line in any direction. Also roll a D6 on the roll of a 1 or 2. Draw another encounter. So medbay is completely off. The gravity is not functioning here. Maybe there's some bodies floating around as well. So we're going to start a new round. We're going to give a strike token to Lucas. He's at his maximum strike now, using our commander's gas mask, that was. And then we're holding back the dark. We do it. So both get a strike token, but we've all at max. Okay, so we've got Lucas, who is against the wall. And he can move a straight line in any direction. So we're going to roll. We'll roll to move first. So he gets a grit. And then we're going to roll to see how many spaces he moves. So he's going to move one space in a straight line. So we're going to move there. And then he can't move any further. His speed is actually 1. So we can spend one of his strike tokens, add +2 to his speed. +2 to his speed, so he's going to move down there. We're then going to do a scavenge. Doesn't find anything. And we're going to roll to see if we get an encounter. We do. We have a sealed bulkhead. Hefty bulkhead door has been sealed here, blocking an exit from this room. Place a bulkhead end cap on one random exit from the room. Any number of heroes may attempt to force a bulkhead open, making a strength 6+ test and adding all of their results together. Heroes collectively roll a number of successes 6 or more, equal to or greater than the number of heroes in a posse. The test is successful. Each hero that made the test gains 25 experience points. Remove the bulkhead end cap, create a new door, and roll a d6. So this has suddenly closed on us. And Morgan. So her speed is 6. She gets a free move because she's against the wall. So she gets to move 2 spaces in a straight line. So I guess that's the straight line. And then she can move 2 spaces because it's 3 spaces every time we try to move. And we're going to use our elevated man ability. So we're going to add another skill to this skill test. So our strength is 2. And we're going to use our lore. So she's seen this kind of, she's seen the video footage coming back from other Trederran scouts going into this area. So she's using her knowledge of the reports she's had, that she's read, to actually understand how to actually get in here. And hopefully her strength will enable her to do this. So I need at least 2 6s. And I got 2 6s. So 25 experience points for her. And we roll trapped enemies, ambush attack, draw a threat. So actually something had sealed this. And there are necronauts spilling out, D3 necronauts, of course. So they have a +2 to their initiative, so they are 4, so they'll be going before us. Okay, start of a new round. We're going to put the... Oh, we actually need to roll a d6, see if we have another encounter. We do not. Start of a new round, so we're going to give a grit to Lucas. Hold out the dark, Lucas. He does it. Now the necronauts activate. So we're going to decide who this guy's attacking, because he can attack either of them. So they're both attacking him. So we'll start with that one. So we've got 4 combat dice. Each of these is 4 damage. Okay, so he's going to take 8 damage. Use a grit to reroll that. Ah, and you know what? Actually, I forgot. He actually has +1 to his initiative whilst we have this. So he's actually going to be going before this. He should have actually activated before them. But we'll do their attack first, and then we'll go to him. So we use his grit to re-roll these. Didn't do any good, so he's going to be taking 4 damage. We're going to use 8 damage. We're going to use 4 of his strike tokens to reduce that by 4. So he's got 9 hit points left. This one is now attacking Morgan, and it misses, thankfully. Right, so Lucas, who should have gone first, is going to attack with his TATDS carbine. That's a miss. We can't re-roll that, so he just misses. And he started his turn. He activated. There's 3 enemies on the space, so he's got terror of 3, and he manages to sustain his sanity with all of those. Right, so we're now on to Morgan. Let's check her sanity. So yeah, her sanity's fine. She's then going to use her Mark III trench pistol to try and shoot the guy who's next to her. Nice. So she doesn't get crits, but when she gets 6s, they count as 3 hits each. Okay, so we managed to do 6 hits to it, so we're taking 6 sanity damage off of this creature, which kind of sucks. And we've actually only done 1 point of damage to it because its defense is so high. Unless we use a grit. We're going to use a grit to reroll all of those damage dice. And we should have also been having -1 to hit with their attacks. So she should have only been hitting on 5 or more. Worth noting that, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. We got 6 hits, so we're going to be taking 6 sanity damage coming back. We've managed to do 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage on this creature, which, you know, isn't bad. And now let's see if she can block the 6 sanity damage of attacking this thing. Her willpower is 4 or more, so she's going to be taking 3 sanity damage, which she's going to use 2 of her strikes to reduce that down to 1 sanity damage. Okay, start of a new round. She's going to use her command gas mask to give Lucas a new strike. He's then going to try to hold out the darkness. He does. They both get a strike. He is then activating because he's got an initiative of 5. So we've got a terror 3. So he's going to be taking 2 sanity damage from that. This is going to be a brutal fight. Right, he's going to discard his bandages so he can heal 5 hit points. This is great. And then he is going to attack. He needs 5s to hit because they're at -1. And he's going to use his 2 strike. Okay, here we go. He uses his 2 strike to add shots to his carbine. So he got 6, a 1, and a 3. I didn't roll a move. That's fantastic. It means I got a grit, which I'm going to use to re-roll these. So that hit goes through armor, does 2 damage. It's the most it could take anyway. He's taken 1 horror hit back, which he blocks. And now the Necronauts attack. So these 2 are on him. So that's 2 hits. 4 damage coming through. Then this one's attacking Morgan. 2 and a 4, so one of them's coming through. She blocks that. She's then going to go insane trying to kill this thing. She's going to use her Sergeant Saber. She's just going to try and hit this thing with her saber. She needs a 4 or more to hit because it's melee 3, but it's a +1 to her hit rolls. So she needs 4 or more to hit with this thing. And she got a 5 and a 3. Don't think I rolled to move with her. Oh, it was a 6 anyway. Yeah, she only needs 1 hit to kill the thing, so we're gonna accept that. So it's 1 hit going through. We can add a +1 damage to this hit, which is enough to actually go through its armor and defeat this thing. We do 1 damage to this guy. But she did 1 hit, so horror coming back at her, and she takes 1 sanity damage, but she's going to reduce that with her strike. Okay, new round. She's going to give a strike to Lucas, and she's going to use her leadership at this point. So she's going to tag an enemy. She's going to tag this enemy right over here. We are +1 damage against that enemy, and each enemy reroll a single defense or willpower roll against a hit horror from that enemy. So, hold back the darkness. 10, we've done that, so that's fantastic. So then Lucas rolling to move. 6, we're going to roll for horror, terror even. So he's going to be taking 1 sanity damage. He's then going to use, they both got a strike for the hold back the darkness. He's going to spend his 2 strike to add 2 additional dice to his roll here. So we need 5s. We need 5s or more to actually do hits. So we're going to try and attack this guy. 2 crits. That's fantastic. So first one does a 3. Next one does a 5. So we do 4 damage on this guy. We can't do any additional damage on this though because the maximum they can take is 2. So we did 2 hits. We're going to roll for sanity. We defend the sanity, the nightmarish visage of them. So we don't need to worry about that. And yeah, we did 50 experience points worth of damage on that guy. Nice. Okay, these guys are activating now. And we're going to just roll, basically see who he's going to target. Because they might split up now. And you know what, I'm just going to roll in future. So I'm just going to put these guys here. And if it's an odd, it's going to be the Legionnaire. It's going to be Lucas. So they're both after Lucas still. We've got 2 hits coming through. That'll be 8 damage. So we're taking 4 damage coming through. Okay, Morgan's turn. So we're going to do the Terror first. She takes 1 sanity damage. She's then going to roll to move. And then she's going to attack with her Sergeant Saber. She needs 4 or more to hit. She hits with that. She's got +1 damage to this, so we need to get at least a 4. So that's enough to go through. It kills this guy. It is nightmarish though, so yeah, it's fine. She's fine with killing this thing. And we go to a new round. So we're going to give a strike token to Lucas. We're then going to roll to see if we can hold back the darkness, which we get double 5s. Double 5s on the depth chart are Echoes of the Dead. Each hero takes a d6 horror hits. If the total sanity damage taken is equal to or greater than the number of heroes in the posse, also add a Growing Dread card to the stack. Oof. 6 horror hits. So Lucas takes 2 horror hits, which means we're adding a Growing Dread card to the stack, guys. Sorry about that. And then Morgan takes 4. Okay, Lucas roll to move. 3. We're going to then roll to see if he can stave off the terror, which he can. It's worth noting that Morgan used her Revolutionary ability, whenever a depth event is rolled, gain strike equal to the number of the depth event. He's then going to spend his 1 strike, adding a shot to his T18 carbine. These 5s or more. Not going to do any good there. Okay, so we're on to the zombie. The Necronaut attacks. 1 hit coming through. We block it. So Morgan's rolled to move. Terror. So she's going to move there and she's going to try and stab this guy. She's got a critical hit, which does 2 damage. And it's nightmarish, so will she take? She takes 1 sanity damage from that, which she'll use a strike to avoid. So one of her strike tokens has blocked that. Does take 25 experience points from that though. Okay, hold back the darkness. We do. Strike for each. She gives a strike over to Lucas. He's rolling to move. He's rolling for terror. Then he's going to spend 2 strikes to add 2 shots to his gun. Critical hit and a regular hit. Critical hit does 8 damage. This thing's dead. And 8 damage. And then the nightmarish visions, he managed to avoid those. We did it. We managed to kill these guys off. So let's catch our breath for Lucas. He'll get rid of 2 of his wounds. Catch our breath for Morgan. She'll get rid of 1 of her sanity damage. He gained a strike from killing someone. And loot. So he finds a Darkstone on 20 XP. A gear card and 20 XP. Oh, and she's found a looking glass. +1 cunning. Recover 1 grit anytime you pass a cunning test. Right. So I've not been rolling for encounter on here because I was in combat. So I'm saying that I can't do that whilst in combat. That's how I'm playing it anyway. So we're going to start a new round off now. About the darkness. Double 4s. Oh. Hull breach. Explosions rock the ship as a hull breach tears open nearby. Roll a d6 to determine the size of the breach. Every hero is immediately pulled a number of spaces equal to the size of the breach. Every hero rolls 6 number of hits equal to the size of the breach. So, this one here is gone. We've got a hull breach, guys. It's going straight out of space. Size of the breach is a 3. So we go 3 spaces this way. So we've got 3 hits coming through to Lucas. He takes 2 damage. And 3 hits for Morgan. She blocks all of those. And then Force Field comes down, sealing that off. Okay, we're going to use a strike to add +2 movement to Lucas here. So he's got 7 for his movement. Is there an encounter? Nope. Right, so roll to move for Morgan. She's going to use a strike to give her a +2 to that. Doesn't just mean she can move 1 space though, because we're still moving at 3 spaces per thing on here due to the gravity plating. Holding back the darkness. Double 6s. Hope for the future. Heal 2d6 wounds / sanity, any mix. That is, couldn't have come in a better time. So Lucas, 2d6, 8. So he's getting rid of 5 wounds and 3 sanity damage. Morgan, 7. 5 sanity and 2 wounds gone. That worked out well. Okay, so Morgan, roll to move. At the start of the turn as well, we get a strike to him from the command mask. So one is a grit. He's gonna roll, see if we have an encounter. We don't. And then roll to move for her. She's got a 6. Spend a strike, so she's actually got. Oh no, we don't need to spend a strike. 1, 2. She's on there, and she's looking through. What do we find? Habitat ring. Right, and we find is the 1 door, 2 encounters. So the first one we have star map. The chamber is bathed in a blue glow emanating from a massive hollow projected star map filling the room. It flickers as the projected stars and galaxies rotate around the center of the navigation array, conveying the orbits and relative positions of the surrounding starfield. Seeing the vastness of the galaxy firsthand, you begin to realize the insignificance of your place in the cosmos. Law 5 or more. All heroes. So, starting with our man Lucas. Yep, 10 XP and he heals D6 sanity. So he's fully sane again. It's Morgan. Yep. One. She has no sanity to lose. And finally we find broken canisters. Broken shards of glass, medical sample canisters litter the floor here. Whatever the crew had collected in these containers has been taken or had escaped. Cunning 4 or more. So we've all got to do this. It's cunning. So, come on, Lucas, you can do this. Yes. So 5 XP. And then cunning is 4. Morgan, thanks to her looking glass, and she gets 10 XP. We found our second clue. How about that arc? We do not. So Morgan is going to be taking some sanity damage. She takes 1 sanity damage.
What was that?
She gives a strike to I'm going to re-roll that because it hit nothing. So she gives a strike over to Lucas. He spends that strike to add +2 to this, so he can move 1, 2 into there, and he's going to try and scavenge. He does. And he finds a hideous discovery. So he takes 2 sanity damage, but 20 experience points. Okay, so next, Morgan. 5 for a movement, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She also managed to scavenge. A small find. We failed to hold back the darkness again.
Oh, God. What was that?
We should have grown a darkness card. We get lost in the cosmos. Count the number of growing dread cards in the stack and discard pile. Each hero immediately takes horror hits equal to the total. Each of these horror hits does sanity damage equal to your hero level. So it's just the 1. So yeah, Morgan is going to take 1 sanity damage. Sorry, that was Lucas. He takes sanity damage, and then Morgan, she does not take anything. And we're rolling for, we failed the hold back the horror, hold back the darkness, so voice in the dark ahead. And 1 goes through to Morgan. How about the darkness? 3 to move. And we're looking through. Oh, nice. Grit for Morgan, and let's find out. She's going to move forward one space. Oh, that's it. That's the final one. So we ignore everything on there. I'm just going to put a bulkhead on there because I like how they look. So this is our objective room here, guys. I have to draw an epic threat. Because we're only playing with two heroes, we are actually only drawing a high threat card, and the high threat we have are D3 harvesters. It's just a 1. So he has the enemy spy with him there.
Target acquired.
So harvesters have initiative of 4, but yeah, the good thing about this is, yeah, it's not an ambush attack, so there'll be 4, and Lucas will always be going first because he's got a +1 to his initiative at the moment. Immune to damage from explosives and environmental weather sources. Immune to critical hits. Whenever a harvester rolls doubles on its melee to hit rolls, also does a free extra attack, as listed below. Melee 3 or more to hit. Fire defense, health of 4. Oof, we're going to need to stun this guy. Okay, so let's hold back the darkness. Or not. So we get a new darkness card come out. We get a dark future. Every hero must roll a d6 for each mutation they have. We don't have to have any of those. And also, we need to reveal what our growing dread card was. Chittering in the dark. From up ahead, you hear a spine-tingling chitter, echoing through the halls. You know it's not human speech, but in your mind, it almost seems to form words.
At last, you have come.
All heroes immediately take 2 sanity damage with no willpower saves. That wasn't terrible. Okay, so we also have Voice in the Dark for Morgan. 2. She takes 1 sanity damage.
Morgan.
What was that?
And I should have used my Tarnished Key to gain a Grit and 1 ability token. So we're going to do that, guys. So she's got 2 Grit now. She gets a strike. She's going to give a strike to Lucas because she can with her commander's helmet. And Lucas is going to roll to move. 3. Just going to use, yeah, that'll do. Moving over there. He's going to spend all 3 of his strike tokens to use his T80 DS Carbine. This could do it, guys. It's D8 for damage. He needs 4 mores to hit. 4, a 5, and a 4. We've hit on all 3 of these. This could take him out. Defense is 5 to the first one. 8 damage. So that is 3 hit points going through to him. 3 wounds. So 40 experience points straight away from that 1 hit. Man, Lucas has got this. His next one, so this one here. We did it! And his last shot goes through. So we have done it. We have found who we were looking for. Let's draw a loot card for... Oh, we got a artifact card. 20 experience points. Artifact card is... He's found the mission log. And then Morgan, she finds gold bars. And according to our adventure book, finding the enemy spy, so they found this core, Shintaro core character, gain 50 experience points. And during the next adventure, all enemies are worth +5 experience points each. So after that adventure, we then have to check for Darkstone corruption. So because Lucas has 2 Darkstone on him. So 1, 2, and 3, that means we are going to take corruption for them. Double 1s, and let's see if we can resist them with our willpower. We can, so Lucas has managed to resist the temptation of the Darkstone. And with that, we have finished our mission.
Well done, Lucas. I felt together we made a formidable team. The spy has been sent to the interrogator Primus to bore through the layers of his mind. Whatever secrets he knows will be ours soon enough. And with that, Legionnaire, Command has approved your application to join Strike Team Brimstone. But there's no time to rest. We have our orders. Let me introduce you to the rest of the team.